Okay, hello, Mr. Raj.
Hello.
I'm Dr. Yash. So, what brings you in today?
Today I just want to talk about my stress at the workplace.
Okay. Before we get into the counseling session, there's going to be a few things that I'm going to have to explain to you, which I hope you'll bear with me. The first thing is I want to talk about what exactly is counseling. Counseling, I hope you understand, is not a you come here and I give you a solution type deal. We are here to discuss here. What you really want is my opinion and my view of your situation. I can give you steps and plans towards how you are supposed to solve your problem, but understand that this is not a one size fits all. You don't come here and I don't give you the answer to your problems. I'm not a life guru in that sense. Also, you can at any point, if you ever feel uncomfortable, just tell me. This is a safe space for you and me because I want you to share your problems with me. And I can only help you based on the amount of information that you provide to me.
Okay.
So now we go on to what I believe is the most important part, which is the confidentiality aspect. Obviously, whatever is said in this room will remain in this room. I will provide you a form. In that form, you can have parties who this confidentiality extends to. For instance, let's say you want to have your mother inside. That will be fine, which means that once you sign that form and list her as one of your confidants, if she were to ask me of the details of this therapy, I will be able to tell her. But if let's say your girlfriend, for example, if she's not listed and she were to ask me about the details of this therapy, I would not tell her because she's not listed, right? And that would be me breaching our confidentiality barrier. Is that good? Is that good with you?
Yeah, understood.
Now there are some terms which I am able to break this confidentiality barrier. This includes a strict no harm rule. What this means is basically if I were to gain knowledge that you are harming yourself or others or neglect towards other people who are in your vicinity, let's say your family or whatever, if I were to hear or come to gain evidence of you doing that neglect and harming, I will be able to breach this confidentiality and report it to the associated authorities.
Okay.
The same thing can be said of you with me. You can also breach your confidentiality barrier if you were to find knowledge that were to negatively affect me.
Okay.
Good. Next, we'll come to, I'm sure the front desk has already told you about the scheduling for payments. However, I just want to go over it again one time with you. Payment should be made at least 72 hours before your appointment has been set with me. Is that right?
Okay.
If you were to terminate this payment or terminate your appointment with me, I also would appreciate if you could do it within 72 hours so that we can appropriately schedule another. However, that at the latest I'm willing to do it is 24 hours. Now you need to understand that there is also a strict no refund policy if you breach that 24 hours. So if let's say now our meeting or appointment is on Tuesday, and then it was a Tuesday at 2 p.m. for example, but at Tuesday at 1 p.m. suddenly you shoot me an email and say, oh, I'm not able to make it due to this circumstance, there's nothing I can do to refund your money with that. That is just company policy.
Okay.
So another thing I want to explain is sort of the relationship that we're going to be having here. The main thing that I feel you need to be aware of is that I'm not here to be your friend. So if you were to do, let's say, outside of the confines of this appointment, you were to send me like a friend request on any of my social media, I'm not obliged to accept it. I can just neglect it. The same thing goes with contacting me outside of work. I would heavily appreciate if it's only for emergency purposes. So reserve that for only emergencies. This includes calling and emailing me. Is that
okay?
Okay, sure. Another thing is this friend aspect. Don't invite me to any of your outings or whatever. If you have a family gathering or any kind of gathering, don't try to call me as one of your friends. Okay? Because we need to maintain this professional relationship between you and me.
Okay.
Sure. Next we have the The emailing, as I already told you, you can contact me directly regarding appointments, or you can contact the front desk, which you can go and ask them for their email. No problem. And if for whatever purposes, let's say you feel uncomfortable with me and you feel that maybe another therapist would be better suited for your problems, feel free to tell me, and I would appreciate it if you could tell me what exactly you are looking for in a therapist, because that would help me like give you a referral to one of my colleagues who are better suited to fit your needs.
Okay.
Is there any questions or comments that you have?
No questions so far.
All right. So going back to the former question, what brings you here?
Then I'm stressed at my work.
Can you please elaborate on that?
Yes, I feel underappreciated in my workplace.
Now, what does that mean exactly?
What does that mean is that I feel that my hard work is not being appreciated by my superiors, or at least not acknowledged.
And how, hypothetically, how would you feel like you would be appreciated? For example, like let's say I'm your manager now, you are not feeling as if I'm appreciating you enough. What would an ideal manager do to appreciate you?
I feel appreciating a staff that is performing, you would offer them either certain like benefits, as in getting a bonus or even a promotion during your performance review.
Okay. Has this sort of feeling of uneasiness that I'm reading, is it something that has persisted for a while?
Yes, it is.
How long exactly, if you're able to tell?
Close to a year.
Okay. Has this feeling of being underappreciated at your workplace, has it led to negativity in your mindset or whatever?
It has impacted me mentally whenever I have to go to work.
How so, if you are able to describe it?
It makes me feel less motivated each time I try to get myself to work, because I feel like there is no point in putting in 100% every time I'm there.
Have you done anything to try and cope with this problem that you have, or is this the first time you are coming to someone with this problem?
I have tried to deal with it once by confronting my superior and talking about promotion chance, but that was still not given to me.
Okay. From what I've heard from you, it seems that this has been a problem for quite a while. As you said, 1 year, and it's leading to loss of motivation, makes it harder for you to get to work each day. But I also appreciate that you have done something about it, because that is not an easy step. I'm sure a lot of I can, not exactly speaking from experience, but it's very typical that some people would just persist with the problem instead of willing to take that step, like you said, to confront your manager and say, hey, I feel like I deserve this. So I really appreciate that. However, when I mean negative mentally, right, just now, I'm sure you remember my question, has this been negatively affecting you? Has it perhaps affected anything outside of your workplace, like your mentality outside, your relationship with others? Has it affected any of it?
No, it has not. It only affects me when I have to get to work.
So it doesn't affect any of your outside, like relationships, or even like something like your sleep? Has it affected anything like that?
No, it has not.
So it's a strictly workplace thing.
Yes, it is.
And there's obviously nothing that I can do to help you with your workplace problems, but have you tried anything outside of like confronting your manager, as you previously, like going to therapy with, or sharing this problem with someone else who isn't work related, like close in your life,
No, I have not.
like a friend or family also have not?
I have with a close friend, two of them, but it didn't really make me feel any easier.
Would you say that you have like would you say you have a strong like support group behind you, like say friends or family?
Yes, I do. I have very good friends.
Okay, that's good. Also, please don't feel intimidated by my writing. It's just so that I can keep track of your words and not lose your points, because I feel like I owe it to you as your counselor to give you like an accurate reading and also properly recount your words.
Yeah, sure.
When it comes to counseling, I feel I should tell you that I cannot directly affect the decisions that you are going to make outside of this room, so I can't tell you how to cope with this. But I can tell that from what you're saying, you haven't tried to cope with the stress of not being appreciated. It's just something that has been gradually diminishing your motivation. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
This is when I would like to. There are some theories on why that I have conjured up, obviously. Some theories on why there would be. But if you do see that you are being underappreciated at this job, have you considered leaving this job?
Yes, I have considered leaving, but in today's time in Malaysia, it's not as easy to get a job. So you deciding to leave a job does not mean that you can find a replacement in a short period of time or anything like that. It's based on luck almost.
I do sympathize with that. From hearing your problems, I hope you understand this is going to be a long-term counseling. So I propose around 9 weeks, meaning that or 9 appointments rather, so that we can slowly and gradually work towards diminishing your stress levels and hopefully increasing your motivation levels when when it comes to your work. Because like I said, I can't help you give you that appreciation at your workplace, right? However, I hope you understand that this isn't something that should be a negative effect on your life. Obviously, like you said, it doesn't affect anything negatively about your life now. It doesn't affect your sleep or your stress levels or whatever, but it does affect your motivation. However, it's very common that these types of things would bleed into your life if you leave it aside. Like, oh, okay, let's say that you leave it for another year. There's no guarantee that it wouldn't have an effect on your sleep and your stress levels. Hell, I would even go so far as to say I don't even think you would be able to hold down that job for very long, given your loss of motivation for it, right?
Yes.
So I hope you're willing to come for more meetings and appointments with me, so that we can slowly work through this problem.
Yeah, sure. I look forward to it. Okay,
It was
thank you
nice
very much.
meeting with you.